3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? It's Ryan from Game Tech Review, and welcome to the Aggregated Team of the Week predictions. So, as you can see on screen, this is the Aggregated Team of the Week prediction. We've got it from 5 main groups basically. So, Tillian, Aaron, Kieran, and Graham, they all put their own individual ones, and then we got the remaining 5 new additions: TFR, Inhu Tradiac, Shadow FIFA, JR Foot Trader, and I think U Green is the last one. Yeah. And Jimmy are the remaining 5 who have gone together, contributed, and they have their own one submission. So that's why we have total of 5 submissions in Team of the Week. So let's talk about it. I'm not going to go in full detail into everyone like I did last time. This time I'm just going to talk about certain Team of the Week cards that will compare with in terms of price, and some that will do good for SBCs. Again, this is only Team of the Week 2, which means most of them are going to, or all of them basically, are going to rise out of packs pretty decently, because they're still very early in terms of special cards. Do keep in mind, however, this Team of the Week would have a bit more extra supply than maybe Team of the Week, let's say a 4 or 5, mainly because there's going to be once to watch cards as well. The promo will start, I think, this Friday, so that means more supply in terms of packs. A lot of people are going to be opening packs, so this Team of the Week, there's going to be a lot of supply and a lot of cards. So if you want to buy, I would hold out for like Saturday, Sunday maybe, or even Friday. Most likely maybe Friday, Saturday will be your best options, because there'll be lightning rounds and these cards will go lower, so keep that in mind. Anyways, let's get into the first set. Let's get to the starting 11. Some of the more interesting ones, I would say, let's just go SBC fodder and gameplay from the starting 11 itself. William Jose, and I would say Orban, Cresswell. Cresswell is decent actually. Yeah, Auburn is most likely the one that would be mostly SBC fodder, but his nationality doesn't help. He does have in terms of the league though, but nationality doesn't help. So let's start with Bernardo Silva. I will try and give you guys a rough estimation of price prediction if I can as well. Bernardo Silva coming with a left wing card, position change card. He would be, we'll have to compare with like cards on the market, right? And you have to consider the fact that he's a left wing card. So right now the most expensive left wing card, let me go on the market, or the most expensive like left with is Sane. In terms of Prem, I'm looking at Prem, okay. Mane obviously is there, the inform, but I don't think Bernardo Silva is going to be as expensive as Mane. And then Sane is like 189. The cheapest next is Coutinho at 33, and he also has a Team of the Week. We will discuss that as well. So I'm expecting Bernardo Silva, with all the hype around as well, and in terms of Prem, I wouldn't be surprised if he reaches at least 100k. I won't be surprised. He doesn't have the pace obviously, so he's probably not going to go higher than Mane, but 100k sounds about right, I guess. We'll have to see. It could go higher, but roughly around that price I would expect. Next up, William Jose, decent card, striker. If I were to compare to a similar Team of the Week at the moment, it would be someone like a Gerard Moreno, who is a right mid card. That's a similar type, I would say. But obviously Brazilian in La Liga is a bit more of a difference, so prices do act a bit different. But in terms of prices, 20k maybe, with lightning rounds for once to watch as well, somewhere there. Tisgankov, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Less than 20k most likely. Lecomte, somewhat similar in terms of Koscielny, I would say, as an example. Koscielny is right now about 15k on the Xbox market, so Lecomte also maybe about 15-16k, somewhere around that. Brozovic looks similar to Delaney, and Delaney is at about 47. You have to keep in mind that Delaney is much more faster and also is in Bundesliga compared to Syria. So Brozovic, I would go with maybe about 35, I would say. He won't be more expensive than Delaney, especially given that Delaney, Dortmund, Bundesliga, the hype over there is just quite high. So Delaney is going to be way more expensive. Brozovic is much more slower as well. So about 30k maybe. Even less could be possibly in the 25s. I don't know, somewhere there. Kevin De Bruyne, the big man. Kevin De Bruyne, Kevin. So we're to compare. We'll look at what Kevin's current gold card price is. Currently, Kevin De Bruyne is at 324. Okay. The only 306 on the Xbox market. The only player more expensive than him is Pogba at 385. I expect Kevin De Bruyne to be 306, 379 on PlayStation right now. So there's a massive gap. So 379 for PlayStation. I would say anywhere above 400 plus, definitely. It's going to be 400 to 500 possibly because of the special card. Somewhere around that range, I would expect. But with about 400 or somewhere around that range. We're given with the packs and all for ones to watch. Next up, Coutinho. Now, Bundesliga Player of the Month could drop this Friday, which means Coutinho would be a good person to link up with. They asked for like SBCs as well, Bayern Team of the Week. One option right there. He's got a good card as well, 87, and a central card. You have to keep that in mind, a position change compared to what he had before. So this card looks very similar, I would say. He's like De Jong, but like more attacking, less defensive, if that makes sense. So somewhere around, I don't know, because you're comparing to someone like Eriksen, I would say. He's obviously faster than Eriksen, which means he'll most likely be about 150, let's say somewhere around that. I think he has I'm not sure if he has a 3-star weak foot, but yeah, somewhere around that range. Probably 150 would be a decent shout, I would assume. Because Eriksen is about 100, this is a special card. Doesn't have the same hype as Royce, although the stats do look very similar to Royce's gold card, keep that in mind. Except for the shooting part. But Royce obviously been in Dortmund, Bundesliga, German, way more expensive. So he won't be more than 300 definitely. Not going to be as same as prices like N'Golo Kante. De Jong is only like 150 as you can see. So I wouldn't be surprised if Coutinho also is in a similar range. Now, next up would be Thiago Silva. SBC fodder, I would say straight away. 65 pace is not usable in this FIFA. You do need the fast center backs. You definitely need, because it's very hard to catch up from what I've played. So not expecting him to be too expensive. Plus he's an 88 rated center back. Team of the week, not many SBCs are going to be released which require an 88 rated team of the week. I don't know if they'll make Lewandowski's player of the month expensive, but that I don't expect this card to be very expensive at all. Auburn, as I said, probably going to be very cheap, less than 20k. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, currently Trent's price on his gold card is, let me cut this for both consoles, 30k on Xbox and loading 30k and 30k on Xbox, 25k on PlayStation. And Joao Cancelo is 58k. I don't expect Trent to be more expensive than Joao Cancelo. I also wouldn't be surprised if Joao Cancelo goes a bit more up with the Kevin De Bruyne link. Same for Kyle Walker as well. I don't believe Trent, his inform, will go higher than Joao Cancelo. So you're looking at somewhere about 40, 45 for Trent, especially because Joao Cancelo is much more faster. That's pace is probably going to dictate the price as well. So about 40, I wouldn't be surprised, would be a decent value for Trent. Next up would be Cresswell. Cresswell, left back card. Not many good left back options in the Prem. That you guys have to keep in mind that Mendy is there, Benjamin Mendy, but like not that great. Andrew Robertson is there. Andrew Robertson is probably the best option, and he's about 70k right now. The next is Benjamin Mendy at about 10k. Creswell will be somewhere 15k, maybe, probably somewhere around that range. Wouldn't expect him to go way too higher than that because stats also aren't that great. In terms of the bench and reserves, I would say a good option. Thuram, look at Thuram. He has pretty good pace and good shooting. He could be like a Tammy Abraham value card at about 20k once it settles down. Who else is there? Everyone else is pretty like, I don't expect them to be too expensive. Blanco would be the next option, probably like Koscielny, about 13-14k. Might start off somewhere there. And Caputo, 87 pace, 81 shooting. About 17k probably, because of the league and the links. So that is it for the end of the video. It's not a great team of the week, but at the same time, I don't expect EA to use it as much compared to Team of the Week 1, because there's going to be a lot of special cards for because Once to Watch will also be there, so there are a lot of special cards. So keep in mind, if you guys want to try and, I don't know, how would we say, if you want to look at for like a best investment, Coutinho could be one if you can try and get him during division rival rewards, and if once Lewandowski drops, you'll have to probably flip, but you have to also keep in mind Lewandowski could drop at the same time Once to Watch promo drops, which means lightning rounds also start at that time. So it's a risk investment. It's up to you guys whether you want to take it or not. But I would generally wait for lightning rounds to try and invest. If there is, what else, like another video, I think this is basically for the Team of the Week 2. Thanks for the predictors for letting me use their submissions. A next video I will try and make a prediction, like a investment video for tomorrow would be investment for Thursday division rival rewards, what you guys could maybe look at to try and flip on Thursday, because you have to keep in mind there will be people getting coins, because guaranteed coins always means an injection of buying power into people's squads. So people start making squads, the prices of certain players would go up, so the meta cards will go up. The SBC cheaper low rated cards are possibly going to go down. So I'll have a video separately for that tomorrow, and then following day probably a market watch of what I'm selling on that Deep Rivals day, and a Lewandowski update of what you guys could look at. I put a bit more of Lewandowski tomorrow as well. So anyways, let's see. Anyways, thank you for watching. That is the end of the video. If you found this interesting, or if it helps you, do hit the like button. And if you guys are new, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.